the Guyanese Critic is coming to you from the east coast of Demerara, and as you know, GPL, Guyana Power and Light, the main source of electricity in Guyana, and the biggest utility company in Guyana, is on the move and is in the process of restructuring. They have a 5-year plan to restructure, revamp, and redevelop strategies that GPL use with the intention of providing better service to you, the customers who happen to be the citizens of Guyana. And today we're going to be talking to one of the persons right up at the top of GPL, Mr. Ramtahal. We're going to be talking to the line maintenance manager also. And now, just to have you to understand, all the way from Liliandal, UG Road, up to Success on the east coast of Demerara has a scheduled maintenance outage as we speak. So in better helping you, the citizens, to understand why GPL does what it does, GPL has been starting to be very open about what they do, and just to give Guyanese an idea and understanding of what's going on. Now, this is Better Hope we're at, and you got people changing line hardware, so to speak, poles and so on over there. Better Hope South, Better Hope North, you got individuals working on some things there. 2 poles. Plaisance back that way, and I'll be doing some drone shots for you guys to get an up close look at what these guys is be doing on these poles. We are now going to talk to the GPL personnel to get a better understanding of what exactly is going on here, and what GPL is going to be offering in the long-term, short-term, and mid-term future to Guyanese. Hi, good morning, sir. Thank you for having me. And just state your name and what is your position with GPL, firstly.
Yeah, good morning, critics. Good morning to your viewer. My name is Samaru Ramtahal. I'm the Deputy CEO of our Strategic Operations.
Okay.
Responsible for our technical operations. Today we are on the East Coast. There's power outage right now between Liliandal and Success. The reason why, because we have the main outage for 6 hours. The reason why, because the network system is fairly aged, and we have not been doing regular maintenance for almost a whole year now. We had issues, a number of issues, so what we did was we had inspections team thoroughly investigate this line from the Liliandal to Success, and we identify all the areas. So there are a number of areas, there are a number of different types of maintenance. For example, there are some areas where we have to change poles, there are some areas where there are vegetation, there are trees in the wires, there are some areas where the cross arms, the switches, so it's a general maintenance. We're hoping, we're taking, as I said, 6 hours outage. We're hoping once we finish this full maintenance, we will not require an outage for another 6 to 12 months. So it's a really huge maintenance effort going on right now. We have teams right across the country from GPL. So we have teams, for example, from Berbice. We have teams from West Coast. We have all the teams right here in Georgetown, East Coast. So it's a very focused effort, having all the teams to span the amount of work we're doing here with the teams. Like I said, it's going to take care of this network for almost a whole year without any major work. The only risk we'll have now is sometimes with bad weather. You may have minor problems which we'll fix on the spot, but generally the work that we're doing today, I just want to apologize again to our customers on the East Coast for this outage, but it is a necessary outage to do much needed repairs.
Now, I've been on this, I have been on showcasing what GPL has been doing. I call it GPL on the move. I've been showcasing what GPL has been doing quite a few weeks now.
Yes.
What is GPL doing in terms, now when these line maintenance have to be done, it's a case whereas the area is shut off.
Yes.
And that is because GPL doesn't have backup lines. Can we expect a development of some sort of redundancy in terms of extra lines and so on, so you could move from one place to the other and do maintenance on one? Is GPL looking at that in the near future?
That's a really great question, critics, and yes, absolutely. So you're correct, we don't have redundancy. The way I would refer to it is you have one road, right? One lane, and so if one vehicle ahead of you is broken down, the jam is going to start from the behind there, and so that's exactly, we do not have redundancy in our what we call development and expansion plans, or it's really a long-term strategic plan. Our long-term strategic plan caters exactly for redundancy, and the challenge we face with at GPL, of course, is to replace, for example, to have redundancy in our high voltage network. It is very expensive. It's a lot of investment, and so we have had these kind of redundancy lines in our plans for years now, way back 10 years ago. But the challenge, as I said, is investment. It's like millions of US dollar investment. So right now we are working with various funding agencies. The new government is very supportive, and they're working with GPL with various funding agencies to get funding in the near future. But in our strategic plan, we do have to, so right now we have 69 kV in the Demerara-Berbice interconnection system, meaning that there's one line, 69 kV from GOE all the way, in fact the whole Demerara and Berbice system, all the way to Skeldon. We do have a redundancy plan to increase that capacity to over 120 kV, which will really cover well with the new development plan in the country. So if the power demand was to increase, currently the network system we have will not be able to accommodate that. So right now, I'm sure you're aware that there's a project that is going on at the Garden of Eden, and that is a 46.5 megawatts, a new generation. Once we have that new generation, again it comes back to your question, how are we going to transmit? How are we going to move the power? So we have to go redundancy. We have to upgrade from 69 kV to higher to accommodate the demand of new power. So simple answer, critic, yes, we will invest. It will take maybe a year, 2 years more, but that's the horizon.
Oh, on the lighter side of things, GPL, from my understanding and what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, has been more efficient as of recent. Recently I went to Bartica and I met a female engineer. Standing here just behind you is the line maintenance manager, another woman. Do you think GPL is becoming more efficient as a result of women coming more to the forefront?
Absolutely, absolutely. No, yes, I'm serious, absolutely. And in fact, it's International Women's Day this weekend, and I directly coordinated our female managers. We do have a fairly good mix in terms of diversity, not only male, female, but also in terms of races. GPL has a policy, our HR, we always aim to ensure we have a balance in diversity. So yes, women, we have, I was at Berbice Wednesday, and in our metering investigation team, we have female now in that team, and they even go up in the polls. So absolutely, women are contributing for improvements in GPL, and you correctly pointed out we have some improvements in reliability over the last 6 to 9 months or so. And other than having our female as manager, we also improved a lot in generation, because in the past down, we don't have to give schedule outage because we have backup reserves in terms of generation, and hence why you're getting more reliability. The work we're doing today, we do have plans for the whole year all around the country, which is the networks, the lines you're seeing here. That is an area that we really need to work to be very focused, as indicated earlier. And our network manager is Ms. Hamlet, and she's been with GPL for over 25 years. She's so experienced as far as this networking maintenance is concerned. So we do have the right kind of skill set and experience to drive this work forward.
Mr. Ramtahal, I want to thank you for your input, and from my take, from the layman's terms, all you've said is basically GPL is on the move, and Guyanese could expect more from GPL and a more reliable service from GPL.
Correct.
Thank you. Ms. Hamlet, we ready for you. We ready for you. Come, don't play them games. Come. Don't play no games at all. Tell me. Tell me what's going on here today in your thing. If you're going a little too higher than me pay grade in explanation, I can break it down. But tell me what's going on here today, basically.
All right, basically, as the Deputy CEO would have highlighted already, we are primarily doing maintenance. And in that, we would have incorporated some of system improvement too. I'm going to explain that. So what we are doing, we are plumbing structures, we are replacing defective components, meaning defective poles, we are replacing defective switches, and we are doing vegetation management also. We are also doing retentioning of conductors. Alright, retentioning of conductors, sometimes you notice when we do our network, construct the network, you will see the line is almost horizontal. Right? Almost horizontal. With time, you will see the conductor stop. That stems from several...
That means the line get a little belly.
Right. So that is as a result of load, and it's as a result of the pole want out of plumb, right? Now, what sometimes stabilizes our pole, we have things as sleepers and guys. Now, the guys are what we would normally see coming down from just below a cross arm, or sometime about 2 feet below, and go down to the ground. Ever so often, that is removed. People don't understand the importance of the guys, so sometimes it is removed. And some public elements would just remove it because they want the conductor or the wire. So primarily that is the focus of today's activities. Now right behind me we have the guys are working, they're installing a switch. We call that a gang air brake switch. That switch is being installed to allow us to feed between a newly constructed circuit and the existing circuit. So the existing circuit feeds from Sophia substation and it goes to Success. That circuit behind me will cover the same area, but presently it feeds up to Beto. Now that switch will allow us, as I said, when we are doing maintenance on this circuit, meaning the Sophia F2 circuit, we can feed residents or customers from this newly constructed circuit. So that is being put into.
So the next time maintenance is going on around this area, the maintenance could go on without the customers being affected.
Some of the customers.
Some of the customers.
Yes. Presently, we are doing maintenance on sections of, I think it's Guyanese Gardens, and go through Wapton North. It's still powered.
As a woman who has been with GPL for 25 years, more than 25 years, can you send a message in light of World Women's Day is going to be in this weekend? Can you send a message to women as what they can aspire to be? Because being the person who controls line maintenance for GPL across Guyana, you are placed at a unique position. What message do you have for women and making them aware of their ability that they could do anything?
Well, simply, so just simply said, let them know, our women out there, the sky is the limit.
The skies are the limit.
The sky is the limit. We shouldn't limit ourselves because of our gender. We are capable of doing all that women can do.
In the event that the circumstance arise that you needed to climb the pole, are you capable of doing that?
Definitely. Now let me tell you, when I was a junior engineer, I was responsible for the Victoria location, meaning the network between Patterson to Baijivat. And myself and the superintendent at that time, his name is Mr. Ezzy Barnwell. We went out and we did emergency. There's where they have the, as you call it, the strike actions and so on. Myself and him went and we did emergency climb with my pliers and everything. So I can do that, you know. I can do a connection, I can do a termination, I can do certain things.
This, how to put it? This is a little more personal. Are you a family woman?
Well, thanks for that question. Sammy, I would love to be a full family woman. But because of the nature of GPL's work, meaning transmission and distribution, you're working 24 hours.
So you have chosen a path of more professionalism.
Definitely.
Roger. Because one of the things, and I admire about you, is that every time I come, you're on point, you're on the scene. Sometimes I'd have to call you to find out, or Messieurs would call you to find out what is going on, and you're ready and there. And I think that is important to share with, you know, the citizenry in terms of us moving forward and developing the women of this country and developing the citizens of this country, in people emulating people such as yourself and understanding the importance of being professional, the importance of having drive. So that is the reason for asking that question. And I want to thank you for your input. And I must say I am proud to know that as it relates to line maintenance and GPL getting back on track, you are the person down on the ground doing that job. I feel confident in thinking that GPL is going to be, in the near future, a very reliable service.
Indeed.
Thanks
you very
again.
much.